let's just be real for a second. We've all been there, right? That big burst of energy at the start of the year, or maybe just, last Monday. The new fitness plan, the savings goal, finally starting that side hustle you keep thinking about. You feel totally fired up, like ready to take on anything. But then, well, maybe a few weeks later, sometimes just days, life just sort of happens. It gets in the way. And that amazing motivation, it just kind of fizzles, doesn't it? Suddenly those big goals feel, I don't know, more like a chore, just sitting there. You know that feeling, right? But here's the thing. That cycle, probably not about you lacking motivation. Because motivation, while it comes and goes, it's temporary. The real secret, the thing that actually turns those dreams into, reality, it comes down to two other forces, much more powerful ones. Think about someone like Kobe Bryant, those legendary 4 a.m. workouts, day after day. Or J.K. Rowling, writing Harry Potter in cafes, dealing with so much, just getting it done sentence by sentence. That wasn't just luck. It was something else.
Exactly. And what's so fascinating and what we're really going to dig into today are these two foundational elements. They are truly what separate the attempts that just fizzle out from real lasting achievement. We want to help you understand not just what they are, but really why they make such a huge difference in pretty much everything. These are like the pillars, the things that actually turn potential into something tangible. We'll get into the mechanics of it all.
Okay, brilliant. Let's name them then. Let's define these two drivers. First up, discipline. Now, this isn't about punishing yourself, not some grim, joyless thing. It's really the ability, the skill almost, to consistently do what you need to do, even when, and maybe especially when you really, really don't feel like it. It's that moment when everything in you wants to hit snooze or watch TV, but you do the thing anyway. Action over emotion. And paired with that, it's partner. Commitment. This is different. This is the promise, the unwavering promise you make to yourself. It's that deep down decision, that vow that says, I'm not quitting.
Oh, yes.
Especially when things get tough, because let's face it, they always do, don't they?
They absolutely do.
Commitment is that inner resolve, that grit.
And, connecting this to the bigger picture, these two, discipline and commitment, they aren't just nice ideas. They are the absolute bedrock, the foundation for any kind of long-term success. And there's actually science here. Studies consistently show that people with higher self-control, which really is built through discipline, they tend to report happier lives, more stable lives, less chaos.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not about being hard on yourself in a negative way. It's the opposite. It's about proactively building habits, building structures that actually reduce stress, that cut down on decision fatigue.
Right, freeing up mental space.
Exactly. So discipline gives you that structure, that framework, and commitment. That's the engine. That's what keeps you pushing forward when the initial excitement inevitably wears off, which it will.
Okay, that paints a really clear picture. It's less about willpower bursts and more about building systems, right? So how does this actually look day to day? How do discipline and commitment show up? The first big way, maybe the most crucial, is building consistency. Think about this analogy. Going to the gym, say once, for 3 intense hours. You push yourself like crazy. Then you don't go back for weeks. What really changes?
Not much, typically. Maybe you're just sore.
Exactly. Probably just sore. But what if you commit to just 30 minutes every single day?
Yeah.
Consistently, without fail.
No, that's different.
That changes everything. It's that consistency, not the intensity of that one session. That's the real game changer. It's those small daily actions. They seem tiny, but they compound massively over time, like water dripping on a stone.
And this ties directly into the work of psychologist Angela Duckworth. She studied grit.
Right, I've heard of that.
Yeah, her research is fascinating. She found that grit, which is basically passion and perseverance for long-term goals, sticking with things over time, it predicted success much more strongly than just raw talent or IQ.
Wow. More than talent.
More than talent. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we maybe underestimating the sheer power of just showing up? day after day, even when it's boring, even when you don't see results right away. It's that accumulation of small efforts that builds not just the skill, but also that resilience, that belief you can improve.
Totally. And you see it embodied in people. I was thinking of that Will Smith quote. It's so powerful. He said something like, you might be more talented than me, smarter, sexier, all of that. But if we get on a treadmill together, there's two things. You're getting off first or I'm going to die.
Yes, that's the one. Intense, but it makes the point.
Right. It's just period. I'm not getting off. That is daily consistency. That's discipline in action. It's that refusal to quit, that commitment to just outlast. It's not about being the best every single day, but about winning that internal fight again and again. Okay, so consistency is huge. What's the second way these forces help us? It's about conquering internal resistance.
Oh, man.
This is relatable. You sit down. You know you need to work on that report or write that chapter or finally make those calls for your business. And suddenly out of nowhere, you have this powerful urge to clean the kitchen.
Or alphabetize the spice rack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or reorganize the bookshelf or, just check Instagram for 5 minutes, which turns into 45.
The path of least resistance always calls, doesn't it?
It really does. That invisible pull, that force dragging you towards comfort and away from the hard thing, that's resistance. That nagging voice, that procrastination feeling. It tries to trip you up every time.
And what's really interesting here, again, is the biology behind it. Understanding this helps. Your brain, it's fundamentally wired to conserve energy, to avoid discomfort. It's an old survival mechanism.
Makes sense. Don't waste energy unless you have to.
Exactly. So choosing the difficult, uncomfortable task, that goes directly against your brain's default programming. Discipline, in this context, it acts like your weapon, your tool against that innate pull towards ease. It's that conscious choice you make to override the impulse for immediate gratification. You're actually strengthening the part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, that handles rational thought and long-term planning. You're training it.
It reminds me so much of that famous marshmallow test. People probably know it. Little kids, 1 marshmallow now or wait a few minutes to get 2.
A classic study. And the results were really striking.
Weren't they? The kids who could wait, who could delay that gratification for the bigger reward, they generally showed greater success later in life. Academics, handling stress, all sorts of things.
That's right.
And it wasn't really about marshmallows, was it? It was about practicing that muscle of patience, self-control, resisting the immediate urge for a better future outcome.
Precisely. And every single time you make that choice, the long-term benefit over the short-term comfort, you are, quite literally, rewiring your brain.
Really? Rewiring?
Yes. You're strengthening those neural pathways that favor patience, planning, and sustained effort. Think of it like paving a smoother road in your brain. It makes taking that better path easier the next time. This is genuinely how ordinary people without some sort of magical gift, achieve extraordinary things. They just consistently choose to battle that internal resistance. Day by day, they build mental toughness, their brain adapts.
Okay, so consistency builds momentum, discipline helps us fight resistance.
Yeah.
But what happens when things go wrong? Because let's be real, they always do at some point. Every big goal hits bumps, major bumps sometimes. Failures, setbacks, moments where you seriously just want to pack it all in.
The valley of despair, as some call it.
Yeah. The real test of discipline and commitment isn't when things are easy, is it? It's, do you keep going when it feels like it's all falling apart? When plan A fails and plan B looks shaky too. I mean, think about some incredible stories. Walt Disney fired from a newspaper early on. Why? His editor said he lacked imagination.
Can you imagine? Walt Disney lacking imagination.
Right. Or Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player ever, cut from his high school team.
That's always astonishing to hear.
And Thomas Edison, the light bulb. He didn't just flick a switch. He failed thousands of times.
Thousands. It's staggering.
These stories aren't about avoiding failure. They're about pushing through it.
And that brings us right back to Edison's mindset, captured in that famous quote. I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that will not work.
I love that quote.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It perfectly embodies true commitment. It reframes failure. It's not the end. It's data. It's feedback. It's just part of the process of figuring things out. It's that unwavering belief that eventually you will find a way. That's a growth mindset in pure form. But, and this is a really important but, while that persistence is vital, we also need a dose of realism, a crucial nuance here. Discipline and commitment are essential, yes, but we also have to acknowledge reality, our own unique makeup.
What do you mean exactly?
Well, think about genetics, for example. They do play a role. You could have all the commitment in the world, but if you're, say, 160 centimeters tall, about 5'3", playing professional basketball is unlikely.
Right.
And that's okay. Discipline and commitment don't mean blindly smashing your head against a wall, trying to force something that just isn't aligned with your natural abilities or even, frankly, your deep interests. This is where self-awareness comes in. What are you actually good at? What problems do you enjoy tackling, even when they're hard? What kind of effort feels challenging but also energizing, rather than just constantly draining your willpower?
Finding your lane, basically.
Exactly. Finding your lane is critical because then your discipline and commitment get amplified. They're working with your natural inclinations, not just against resistance. So maybe you're not built like Michael Jordan, but maybe you have that creative spark like Disney or that unbelievable persistence like Edison. The key is identify your arena. Where can your unique skills and energy make the biggest impact? Find that place. And then commit fiercely. Refuse to quit within that context. That's where you find that sustainable, powerful success.
Choosing the harder right over the easier wrong, and literally rewiring your brain for success as you do it.
Strengthening that muscle.
Exactly. Staying committed and resilient when setbacks hit, because they will. Seeing failure as feedback, not finality. But also being smart and realistic. Finding your right arena, your lane, and then pouring your commitment into that.
And it's so important to remember, this isn't about achieving perfection. Nobody is perfect. It's not about being a robot. It's just about showing up consistently, pushing through the discomfort when it arises, learning from the bumps in the road, adjusting your course, and simply staying in the game long enough to let those efforts compound and actually reach your goals. It really is about progress over perfection, making that choice day after day to just move forward, step by step, building the future you want.
Absolutely. And just picture it for a moment. Imagine yourself 1 year from today. You wake up, you feel that energy, you look around and you see real, tangible progress in your work, your health, your relationships, whatever that area is for you. You feel that quiet confidence because you know you're building something meaningful, that future version of you. They aren't created by accident or by luck. They're built by the discipline you choose today, the commitment you make right now. If anything we talked about resonated, if it sparked something for you, maybe share this.
And just one final thought to leave you with. Remember, your future isn't created by chance. It's created by choice. Your choice.